Well, good morning, everybody. Saturday morning, kind of got up early today. Today we're gonna make spark plug wires. I'm gonna button up my puke tank stuff, and we're gonna try and tackle. I'm gonna have to cut a new window and try to get the latches done, and hopefully that'll be all good today. We won't have no major cabagles, but I've already kind of got my stuff ready for my puke tank. That shouldn't take but a few minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that done now. I don't have a tube in here, so I'm gonna run the water to the bottom, or the line to the bottom. That way, if it does puke some water out, it'll suck it back in without having the tube from the top down. It won't suck the water back. That'll take care of that hole in the top. Put a plug in on this side. I'm just gonna bring that wire down. Should work out pretty good for that. Ooh, probably should have, didn't think that through very good. Damn it. I'm gonna have to put this piece on first. Thought maybe it would fit with the way it was, but nothing ever easy. Have to re-Teflon. Put this piece in first, I guess. What's going on there? I was fixing to say it screwed in easy by hand. I'll have to get another crescent wrench. Back years ago, me and Corey shared a shop, and he used to get madder than hell. So we were young. I didn't have hardly any money. Corey bought this toolbox right here. Kept all his tools in it. And one day I was trying to get the car back together, get to the racetrack, and I left all the tools laying out. Well, he got to the shop before I got there to clean it up that next day and dropped my car back off at the shop. Dude, he was so pissed because the shit was scattered everywhere. Well, I think that was kind of his breaking point on tools, because the other day I went with him and he bought this box here and another box. So he went out because all the boys around the shop here have lost a lot of his tools. So he went out. Now, he's had these tools since we were young, you know, all Snap-on and Mac or whatever, you know. So so now this box is inside the shop here. He told me I could use them as long as I put them up every day, because he got so mad that time, he went down to a yard sale and bought a little bitty old ratchety tool set and had a bunch of old jump wrenches and shit in it. And he locked that box over there. So I went to the shop, was going to grab something, and the box was locked. So I called him and said, "Hey, man, what's the box locked for?" He said, "Your tools are over there on the bench. You can't seem to keep my tools put up and keep them clean, so I went and bought you some." And that was the start of his anxiety about toolboxes and stuff. So for right now, I'm good as long as I make sure I clean up after myself every time. But that man was hot, boy, about them tools. And I get it. You know, he spent a lot of money, and we didn't make a lot of money back then. But I came in and I seen that it was like a Dollar General toolbox, you know. He said, "Your tools are over there on the bench." So, and this is his shop. I got a tool set at my house. It ain't, you know, near as nice as some of the stuff that he's got, but he went out and bought him all new Milwaukee stuff, and for his person, you know, that's his box. So the boys ain't even allowed to look at it. So I'm thankful that till I mess up and get my ass chewed again, because he chewed my ass. I ain't gonna lie. He tore it up one side and down the other. So I ain't gonna do that shit no more. I'm gonna make sure I pick up after myself. Because I will tell you, he is anal about his toolbox. And like I said, I don't blame him. He's got a lot of money invested in there. And when he wants to do something, he wants to be able to go to his toolbox and get what he needs. I get it. So anyway, that was a whole different day and time. We were both young kids out. But we had a lot of fun. I remember one time, he had just put this small block together. He had a red Chevy too back in the day. And we were sitting in the shop talking, and he had it out there idling on the trailer, kind of letting it run for a little bit. And all of a sudden, it just revved up by itself and blew up on the trailer. And we were sitting there looking at each other like, what in the hell just happened? Because the motor sounded good. Well, come to find out, when we put the motor together, we had put one of the pistons on them small blocks. You got a certain way the piston's got to go in. We put the piston in wrong, and it was barely touching the valve, and it bent the valve, dropped the valve, disintegrated that whole motor. It was not good. That was a bad day. But it just all of a sudden went, whoa, and just revved way up, and that was it. Well, I got that put on there. Kind of looks good. I'm happy with that. We have came a long way since the days of the old shop, though. That was a nice little shop we rented. We only paid I think it was only $125 a month plus electricity. And it was, had concrete, it was all block, had air conditioning and stuff in it. It was a nice little shop. Hell, the old man that we rented it from, he could barely get around. But he liked us being out there. He'd come over and look at our cars and talk to us. Hell, I thought that thing was tight in there. I gotta take the line back off the fitting, and the water neck's loose. Probably should go ahead and put some, take it out, put some drug sealer on it. Yeah. All right, now that I got the water neck situation straightened out, we'll make plug wires. Kind of been trying to buy everything black. I don't know, just to make it right for the car. So I just bought a set of MSD plug wires, universal, because I want to run them underneath the headers. hopefully they fit like that. Now I'm gonna be ticked off. I want to make sure that they. Yeah. So they'll work like that. That's good. I didn't know if they were gonna, if the 90-degree boot was gonna be too short and it hit the head or what, but it snaps right on there, so we're good on that. So I'm gonna pull some of these wires off and start getting the lengths figured out on where I need to be and all that. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so got my first #1 cylinder plug wire made. I had to put my, I don't even know what you call it, for my fiber wire for where you can take timing out of individual cylinders or whatever. But I measured it out, got the end all on there, nice and neat. Put my little thing on there, #1. I'm gonna have to zip tie this in place so it'll quit moving around, but I'm gonna wait till I get it on the car. It's a long process if you do it, you know, take your time and do it right. You want them to come out nice and neat. It's hell getting these boots on there too, I can tell you that. But 1 done, 7 to go. In all the years that I've been making spark plug wires and whatnot, they've always sent these little things, these MSD things, and I never really used them. I always just crimped my wires and went on. But I read the directions for the first time, and what makes it cool is that I never knew what this hole was for on the side, but you stick your plug wire in there and you stick it out so far, and then you can take a razor blade and you push it down on there where it's touching, and then you spin the wire and it cuts the sheath off perfectly. So I learned something today. Like I said, I'm not the smartest cracker or cookie in the bunch, but when you put it in there, it cuts it perfectly and it's the right length and everything. So that's a pretty cool deal. And also, I never knew that when you put these on, reading the directions, you're supposed to take the tips of them and bend them 90 degrees for a better clamp. Well, I never knew that because I never read the directions. I ain't gonna lie. Which, learn something every day. Guess I should put my glasses on so I see what the hell I'm doing. I'm not going quite 90, but I'm almost 90 degrees. As I noticed on the first one when I did it, when I went 90 degrees and I put the end on, I can tell you this wire inside there too, it ain't no joke, but you really can't see it. See how it's only halfway when you go 90 degrees? Or that's why I didn't like the way I wanted to clamp over the top and push down in. So I'm gonna squeeze this together just a little bit because it's a little wide. Then it kind of holds it on there. So I tell you what, making plug wires is a pain in the ass. Then you got to make sure you put this on the correct way. And it doesn't want to just pop in there. You kind of gotta kind of start. You gotta kind of squeeze these together a little bit. But you want it to make sure that it's pushed down in there. And you want to leave that sticking out just a hair. It's not fun. I guess if you did these, if you did a lot of them, it'd be faster. But you just got to kind of get it started in there. Oh, I almost had it. Give it a little. Give it a little. A little push. You want to make sure that it's your end centered too. If it's off a little bit, it's going to kink it a little goofy. I'm trying to make it square with that dimple right there and make this square with it, so it pushes it down evenly. When you go take it and stick it in the vise, I'm gonna go stick this in the vise and squeeze it. And I'm not kidding you, this is actually the first time I've ever used this mechanism. So, and the first wire I did it worked really nice. So, I'll be back in a minute. All right, as you can see, squished it down tight. Then you just pull it apart. Pull the wire out of there. It's got a nice good crimp on the end of it. It ain't coming off. Does a good job. And then what I've been doing, because these are a pain to get in there dry, just give it a little squirt of WD to get it on there. Make sure it goes all the way in. This was number 3. Three, 5, 7. I'm doing the driver's side first, so. And this little tool is pretty nice. You just put it like that. Put it like that. Slide it right on there. Locks it right on. Now you can see number 3. We're all done. Keep on getting it. So I got the driver's side wires all done. And all the wires are run underneath. It's such a cleaner look than this here. And then you also got to worry about making sure that your plug wires don't hit the headers and all that. Now I don't have that issue no more. So pretty excited about that. This is what I was doing earlier. My petcock off of my radiator cap down to the bottom of my puke tank, and I put a plug in here. It does have a little breather here so the steam can come out. Hopefully it doesn't overfill. And then I just ran that line back up to there. That way, if it does get hot, it can push a little water out here, and then it'll suck it back up when it starts cooling off. So, pretty excited about the plug wires. They look good, all tucked down in there. I'll get some clamps to hold them and whatnot, but yeah, that's what I wanted them to look like, and they're coming out that way, so that's good. Nice clean look. So, let me get on the passenger side now. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so I got all the plug wires done. They're all run down beneath the header. Nice clean look. I bought this brake pedal thing to put over my throttle linkage. It goes through my firewall. It's not binding, it's kind of baggy on there. I probably shouldn't have tightened that zip tie up quite as much, but I might cut that off and loosen that up a little bit, just so, because it was sliding in there and I pulled it a little tighter. But so much cleaner with the plug wires underneath. Looking good. Pretty pumped about that. So, got the hole for the firewall taken care of. Let's see, I think that's it for right now out front here. I think so I think the next task that I'm gonna tackle today will be getting the window, taking the window out of the car, cutting the new window, and putting it back in the car. So I'm gonna get ready to do all that. I'll be back shortly. So I got the brake pedal boot installed. I messed up and forgot my jigsaw. I didn't know Corey didn't have one. So I'll have to finish the window tomorrow. But I've about done all I can do for today. Hopefully I can get a hold of Dennis tomorrow and he'll come by and help me finish up the anti-roll, and then I can put the car wheels back on, and it's just minimal stuff after that. I mean, we are finally to the finish line. But I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully everybody's safe. Remember to Uber if you get messed up. And we'll see you next year. Uncle Mike out.